What's going on, guys? It's Team Arsenal back in another video. As you can see, we're back on Dueling Book today as we have another deck profile for you guys. And today we'll be doing Old Reliable, Old Faithful, Pure Sky Strikers. Now before we get into it, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Because at the time for this video, we have over 400 subscribers, trying to get to 500, 600, etc. Y'all hear this in every single video because we want you guys to like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and get us to the next giveaway, which, like I said, every 100 subscribers. And then the best part about it, all the content on the channel was voted on by you guys. Yes, you guys, the viewers and the subscribers. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe, tell us what you guys want to see, and we'll put it up here. So, without further ado, we'll get right into it. Simple, clean, 40 card build, nothing too crazy, nothing too extravagant. Because most times, the simpler, the better, it always works. So we'll start off with the monsters. Play Triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, the most generic hand trap in the game. Also, in my opinion, one of the better hand traps in the game, so that's why we are playing this one. This is Mando for any deck you're playing that requires hand traps. Double Pankratops. If you guys weren't aware, this is back to 2 now, and this was Fenrir before Fenrir. But the thing is, in this deck, it's way better, because simple fact that if it tributes for cost to destroy one card inside the field, when your opponent's out of the field, it's quick effect. And as long as you control no monsters or your opponent controls more monsters than you, especially when this guy out for free. So, 26 booty, quick effect to destroy a card in the field, free body, why not? Then we're playing Triple Effect Veiler. This again, like Ash Blossom, one of the more generic hand traps in the game, covers every single one of your bases with any deck. As long as they play monsters, you're fine. But this is mainly for decks like Rescue Waves, Fire Kings, etc. And then we're playing the standard Triple Ray, 1 Rose. You gotta play 3 Ray. If you don't see Ray, you don't play, because Ray is Bay. You gotta play the mandatory 1 Rose because Rose helps you with your OTK. Then moving on to the spells, we're playing 1 Harpy Spellduster and double Lightning Storm. Obviously, if I could play 3 Lightning Storm, I would. But this is basically our pseudo Lightning Storm because our biggest issue in this deck is more so the back row. Monsters you more so can handle as long as it ain't too crazy of a board. But back row, it's a mess. So I'd rather just have the 1 Harpy Spellduster in the main instead of siding it with the other Cosmics. And then Lightning Storm, I should have to explain this card already. 1 Rhoda, standard for Sky Striker decks. I'm going to skip past the Sky Striker cards real quick and move to the Triple Tactics Thrust. 3 of those and 1 Talents. I'm usually a proponent of playing 2 Thrust and 2 Talents. But for the way we're playing the deck now, especially when you see some of our side deck options, I opted to do the 3 Thrust because I want to see my side deck cards more often and more of my board breakers. And Talents is one of those board breakers, but you don't necessarily need to have multiples of it in the main, in my opinion, if you're playing 3 Thrust. Because I think the ratio should always be a 4 ratio kind of thing, where it's either like I said, 3 Thrust, 1 Talents, or 2 Talents, 2 Thrust. So, yeah. And then we're playing the 3 Upstart Goblins, fresh off the ban list. Yes, it gives your opponent life points. Yes, you're more susceptible to droll. But 1, who cares about the life points if you're winning and gaining advantage? 2, who's maining droll right now? I'll wait. Then finally, standard Patrick Hoban math. 3 upstarts means you are playing a 37 card deck, because this card is that free. Moving back to our Sky Striker spells, we are playing 1 Arrow Zero. I did not want to brick on this card in the sense of like, it's great as a 1-of for especially what we're playing, especially since we're playing a going second build. Like if we're playing going first, I'd probably play like 2 of this, maybe with terraforming. But since we're going second, it's perfectly fine at 1. And then when you go first, it's still like, it's not the end of the world. Honestly, it's not as impactful as it used to be, in my opinion. Then we're playing 2 Afterburners. Simply a 1-for-1 with monsters. If you got 3 spells engraved, it's basically a 2-for-1. Really good card. Nice little generic, searchable spot removal. Then the 1 Hornet Drones. I was actually thinking about playing the little SP Little Knight thing I was doing in Sky Striker Orcus, if you saw my last deck profile. In here, because the same thing applies where you go Hornet Drones, go into Kagari, add back the Hornet Drones, add the Hornet Drones again, go into maybe like another Sky Striker link or anything like that, and then go into SP Little Knight. But I don't know, it doesn't seem as good in this deck in particular. Especially when, if, for example, you tag out your SP Little Knight on its quick effect, and then it comes back to your main monster zone, which becomes a huge problem, and I don't really want to deal with that. Then we're playing the one shark cannon. Don't see any reason to play more of this right now, but if certain decks like a graveyard reliant become more prominent, like maybe Horus Orcus decks and stuff like that, then maybe I'll consider bumping this up to 2. Then triple Widowmaker. Just have to explain this card. It's literally one of the best Sky Striker cards you can ever ask for. It's a monster negate, and if you have 3 spells in grave, it takes the monster as well. Pretty good. Multi-roll. I wish I could play 2 of this, but I do not have the space for it. And like I said, this is a going second build, so multi-roll is not the greatest when you're going second, but it really does help with your grind game. Like I said, the math before, when I always explain Sky Striker cards, especially the spells. If you're playing multi-roll, you're basically playing double the copies of the Sky Striker cards you're playing, because in fact you activate it one time, then reset at the end phase, and you basically just you get 2 uses out of that card. So, trying to explain that one any further. Engage is engage. I wish we had 3. I don't know why we don't have 3. We're not really that good right now, but maybe next ban list it might change something. Then triple linkage. This is basically our straight line to OTK, straight line for game here. All of this is basically to build up to break your opponent's board, and hopefully you have Ray plus linkage, and that's immediately game. And if not, you can put a hell of a lot of pressure on your opponent, deal a lot of damage in one turn, and then set up a little board to disturb them a little bit more, and then go for game after that. And then finally, we're playing triple infinite permanence in the main deck. Just like with Ash, just like Effect Veiler, this is one of the more generic hand traps in the game that can cover all your bases. Now moving to the side deck, this is not like anything final like that, it's just stuff I'm testing out right now. We're playing triple Drone Lockbird, triple Ghost Bell, triple Nibiru, triple Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Herald of the Abyss, 1 Talent, and 1 Dimensional Barrier. Now, the Drolls might come out, but depending on how the format goes, Droll is always going to be a nice little turn stopper, and for Sky Strikers, that's something we kind of prefer for this kind of deck. Where it's like, if I hand trap you enough times, you just stop playing, and I can set up my own board. It's basically like, you just pass turn back to me so I can actually either kill you or set up my own little board, and that's what I really like about playing hand traps in the deck. And Droll is one of those hand traps that definitely will sit here and just be a straight turn stopper. Bell, it's immediately for Labyrinth. This deck is horrible against Labyrinth. Then there's a lot, and I say a lot, of Bystial Runic out there right now. Ghostbell actually handles that as well, as far as the Runic Fountain effect, the Bystial's effects. You also can touch a little bit of Fire Kings with this as well. Nib is just like with Droll, it's more so of a turn stopper, and it's a way to respect combo decks. Cosmic Cyclone, shouldn't have to explain this card too much. It's basically the best form of back row movement we have in the game right now that doesn't destroy the back row. It's an easy 1-for-1, it's a quick play. Shouldn't have to really explain that one too much. And then Herald of the Abyss is more so for towers decks. The second talents is basically in case we want to try the ratio of the 3-to-2 ratio with thrust and talents. This is more so for a hard going second, depending on if certain cards in our main deck right now are not good in certain matchups. And then D-Barrier is simply D-Barrier. It's a turn stopper against a lot of good decks nowadays. And unfortunately, it just doesn't hit like the decks I really care most about, like Labyrinth, Rescue Ace, etc. But it's still there to respect the other decks. But like I said, this is like something I'm experimenting with. It's not the final draft. Like I was also looking at too the Bamboo Sword engine everybody was talking about for their deck. Let me see if I can show it up for you guys real quick while we have the deck profile up. Okay, boom. So basically what I'm seeing, like, as far as in the Sky Striker chat right now, is we're basically trying out 1 Broken Bamboo Sword, 3 Cursed or 2 Cursed, and then 3 Golden or 2 Golden. But it's something like, it's experimental. So take it as you will, but it's basically a way to get a nice little free draw too. And then maybe if you could figure out some way to get Burning Bamboo. No, I'm just playing. We're not doing the Burning Bamboo or anything like that. I was joking about that part. Please do not try to put the Golden Bamboo turn skip in your decks. Please do not. If it works though, let me know. Let me know, please. Now moving on to the extra deck. Nothing really too crazy in here. Still triple Kagari, triple Shiz, double Hayate, the 1 Kinda for Time, 1 Zeke, 1 Azalea, and then we're playing the standard OTK line of Dark to Selene to Access Code. Though this could be changed possibly depending on the format. So I see a lot of fire decks are coming up right now, so maybe we could try to fit a Hida in here. And then the Selene, we're keeping it here simply because we have the triple Effect Veiler in the main, and we also have the Drone Lockbird, so the chances of you seeing a spellcaster in some way, shape, or form will be there. And then we're playing the 1 Typhoon, because I realized in this deck, if you go against especially a heavy combo deck, you can literally just slap down one of your monsters, try to play the game if you can, or slap down a monster, slap down Typhoon on it in the extra monster zone, and then just go Sky Striker plays from there. Especially if it's a heavy combo deck, like maybe like the Mademiums or 7, where they end on like cards that are easily over 3,000 attack. This will go nuts. So that's why I'm doing that in theory, or this could maybe become a Zeus, because Zeus is pretty viable as well. But guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this deck profile. Tell me what you guys thought about it. Try to keep it simple here as far as the deck profile and as far as what I'm putting in the deck. Because I'm more someone, like I said, this is a testing phase of trying to figure out what is good for this current format. And for most deck profiles I've seen as far as Sky Strikers right now that are topping, it looks a little bit something similar to this. So I'm trying to see if this is best for us moving into the future of the format. But again, this has been Renfrew Arsenal. Sign out, peace, and have a great day.